Hi everyone, and welcome to a Systems MW tutorial. So today the topic is going to be about webmastering. We're going to talk about the important elements on designing a website and the methodology that we can use to really fully capture the message with a capital M to the end user, which is the target audience, to have them really enjoy their time on the website as much as possible so that they stay on the website as long as possible and they reach the section they were looking for as quickly as possible and in the least amount of clicks. Now, to really capture what those sections are, which are the sections that your public audience, your target audience will be wanting to visit, it is necessary to work using workshops methodologies. That means we would do workshops with all the stakeholders of the website. We would pick about 10 top users that use the website, and we would do workshops with each. And at each workshop, we would iterate over and add whatever additional information we find out to ultimately, after the 10th or 11th workshop, we should have a pretty rich and a pretty complete capture of what the website is supposed to do. As the webmaster, we can't dream of finding this information automatically or try to guess. At this point, it would just be guesswork. And even with the, let's say, the owner of the business would not be enough too. We would really have to do it, including the owner of the business, if it's a business, or the executive committee, if it's an organization. And we would have to include absolutely some end users to really get their feedback on what was missing in the previous website, if there was one, and what would be the items that they would be looking for, and also get their feedback on the progress so far and see if anything is off. And with that workshop methodology, there's not a lot of chances that we can go wrong. So at the end of the time, we ensure that we've done all the right decisions to get it right. So looking at the website here, we're going to work on the Moderator Club website. It's a Toastmaster club here in Montreal. A website is really made of a few components. The first component being the top navigation. That's the highest value real estate of the website. This is the first place the eyes will go to when it looks for where to click and when it looks for where it currently is and tries to situate itself. So a lot of attention and effort has to be put in choosing which elements will go at the top. Here in this case, we chose to put a link to home to come back to the homepage, news to show life in the club, to show that stuff is happening. So news was an important thing to give that impression. The agenda, this is something that is relevant to Toastmaster only. And then a contact us page. Now, originally, when we did the first workshops with the first iteration with the first few stakeholders, we had about 5 more items on the navigation. But over the next workshops, we started realizing that many of those items were not really interesting for the new Toastmaster person that would be coming for the first time and want to learn about Toastmaster. For example, we've created a category called More and we've moved them in there. For example, the executive committee, the history of the club, and the Toastmaster International's link. Those pages are pages for people that know what they're looking for. But we wanted to make the website user-friendly for someone new that comes in, and we didn't want to intimidate anybody and have them look away or go somewhere else. So we wanted to make it the least intimidating possible by having the least amount of information at the top here. Then there's the header here, and then lower in order of the way that we put the information in order, the stuff that's the highest is the stuff the user is going to look at first. So in the case of this website, we decided to put the date and time basically of the meetings on a weekly basis, because we found out that this was the key information that people would be looking for. So really this was designed to put there after several workshops with the users. So really every website is so unique, because when you start doing the workshops with the different stakeholders, you realize that there is no cookie cutter because the website have to be a product of the stakeholders and the users of that specific website, and cultures are as different as the possibilities like that exist in the world. So every different group culture will have different types of users that will react differently to the website. So when you do those workshops, you realize how something that was important for one group was not important for another. And so it's always an adventure creating a new website. And the first thing really I talk about when I talk about creating a website with a client is that a website is really not as much a technology task more than it is a publishing task, because the key is choosing what to say first, what to say second, to capture the attention of the person visiting the site, to keep them interested and have them continue scrolling and have them find the information that they're looking for. So like a publisher would spend a lot of time when they're preparing a magazine to put the right information first, the right information second. The order of the information is important. The order of the menu items here are important too. Really, all that plays in is like a publishing job. And furthermore, if you have a French and an English website, you might as well think of them as two separate websites as well, because you might make some decisions on the design for the French. If a sentence is too long, you might decide to rearrange some elements. So the same way that a publisher would publish a French edition and it doesn't automatically translate to English, to the other language, you have to consider them as two magazines. So in the same way for a website, we consider them as two websites. So those were the items I wanted to go over in this introductory video. So this is only an introduction. In the next video, we're going to go more into details, and we're going to actually make some changes on the website. We're going to add some content, hide some content, copy some contents, and go over the Divi content builder. So I hope you found this tutorial interesting, and I'll see you on the next video.